Again, this structure is one that looks like an inverted head and shoulders, but I've found over time that that will tend to fade, that will tend to break it so that it no longer looks like that. But usually that takes time. So there's a little double in here, obviously. You've got to be careful about that. And I think that the shorts, like I said, I wasn't crazy about the buy, simply because the market did something I was not expecting it to. I did not expect them to give this up so easily. I thought for sure the 31 zone, 31, 32 would be a little bit stiffer support. And this one bar right here, like Zeke says, picks the pockets. So our, initially we had said, let's figure on this 24 to 27 zone as support. Obviously, yesterday's high, you got to take that out first. So that's the back end resistance. And this is a common sense trade to try to get the half gap. It's this rotation right here that I think surprised a lot of traders. So anybody that is thinking of this as a huge breakdown right now, we do have the umbrella trade in the 5-minute chart. And with that being said, you still got to take out this 25, 24 zone. So for now, 32 as a key, and beyond the 32s, you got to drop back to the 35, just like yesterday. Said this area right here would be the key for today. And so far, it's held nicely as resistance. So I like the way that's reacted early. And obviously, this is a dangerous zone for traders to try to jump into. You can't jump in at the lows in here. So you either took this trade and said, I think we got one more shot to come back and test the low, or not. Pretty surprised actually that, this part I expect. I'm hoping that this is a common sense trade, a logical trade that works. And anybody who has trailers and holds them for a couple more minutes, like we said, fine, because we still have, the first hour to close the gap. But this is out of character because when the market was really bullish, we weren't closing those gaps. So I said you got to be careful of this being support, because this was supportive in the up run. So this is out of character right now. It smacks of a little bit more weakness than what we originally had. Because when the market was really super bullish, we couldn't even, we get near the half gap and bang, we're right back in your face. So I said sloppy trading, expect that. A reminder, we've got a 6-point differential with the next contract. So we've got to assume that, this 25 area is equating with that 19 support area. So anybody that is played short side, a reminder, day is young. Be very careful of snapbacks in this environment. And do not average in. Take your stop loss, find another area to play. As long as we are under this 33 zone, the market is still on the negative side. Once we start to get up above the 33s, 34s, totally different story. And this is our IB. Don't forget, angels and demons. Right now the market is testing this low right here. And originally we said 24 to 27 might be the support zone, and back end back here, obviously the 38 to 42. So anybody gets the 25 test, make sure you get something, because we've got to break down this defense first. Keeping this high as resistance for now. And I had said that I think we need to test that 19 to 18 one day. So that is still a possibility. Remember we looked at that pre-market? And I said one of these days we're just going to get a one-way day. I don't know that today is that day, but we could. You know, Carl had talked about that 20-point range. I said I doubt it. I found it hard to believe we would break the 25. So already I'm feeling that anybody that's got something in this trade, you better have it on a trailer. What time? 10:55. Keep an eye, because even if we do go lower, a lot of times we'll double up. Anybody that's playing short side, this is, in my opinion, much more than I anticipated today. And that's why I said, if you are confused today, go sideline. Don't ruin your account in one day. A lot of traders will do that. They have no clue how vicious a market can be. This is what I'm reading right here, the umbrella trade. All right? So this was defeated early. This was a pre-market, and now we've totally reversed that idea. I said early, I think that Carl's target is appropriate, but I doubt it would get there. And that was 20.5. So anybody that's a conservative trader that got into a trade short side coming to the gap, strictly a trailer, this is, in my opinion, great news for the short side. Everybody that wanted 42s and up, you know, some of the guys that know exactly where the market's going, totally wrong. And once we get this 31 gone, 32, it opens the door to come back down and retest the lows from yesterday. So what a fake out overnight. And this is the bar that I said one of these days we will come down and test back over here. Whoops, wrong way. Wrong way, Charlie. First things first. Well, short side, all I can tell you is I love surprises. And we've got some trapped longs. So I said I don't like the long side after giving it up so quickly. That wasn't right. And we are testing that support area from yesterday. See it? All right, well done. Anybody that's got this, I'm telling you already, if you get another 2 ticks out of this, congratulations. And I think we can hit bounces, but this post right here is the resistance. And that's the test. This low eventually, perhaps, we'll see. So, you know, step by step, you take out this low, you get to challenge the next one. You take this one out, you get to challenge this. And this should be eventually, usually if you start to encroach on these double bottoms, usually this is the zone that you start to have traders who had positions say, okay, forget it, I'm out of here. because nobody wants to turn a profitable trade into a loser. And 20.5 is a measured move, but I think a lot harder to get to. Original premise, right? Possibility of 22s as support. Respect it. And this is the umbrella trade. Once, and key thought today, we said be conservative, but once we get a rollover, once we get the market to tip its hand a little bit, we want to press it a little bit in that direction, but think of it as a range trade and a sloppy trade. And that's exactly what this was with this phantom high up here this morning. They serve it up and nobody's believing it. It's just like Kaiser Soze. Greatest trick devil ever pulled. And he's gone.